What's up guys, my name is Jelliets. I'm a peak 3300 main tank player. I mostly play Reinhardt and Winston. But in this video we're going to be covering a few topics designed to help you get an idea of things you should be doing right now to get out of Platinum and into Diamond. So I used to be hard stuck in Plat for like a year or more. Yeah, kind of embarrassing, but you know. These are just a few of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way through guides and self-evaluation that helped me climb out of Plat and decently into Diamond now, to where I'm not even dropping into Plat, whereas before I was floating between 2900 and 3100. Keep in mind, by no means am I necessarily an extraordinarily high player with a high skill set. I mean, my peak is about mid-diamond, but the things I've learned and applied to my game personally helped me to maintain a diamond skill rating on my main role, and maybe it can help you too. Before we start, I would like to state that this video is mostly about mentality and not so much gameplay. We do have a few gameplay tips that you probably already know towards the end of this video. Also, this is my first time making a video or doing anything like this, so please bear with me. And yes, I am halfway through editing while recording this, so here we go. So the first thing we're going to cover is mentality. So there are a few simple do's and don'ts. And by simple, I mean maybe not so simple for some of you. For instance, do not tilt queue. Now ideally, you're going to want to try your hardest not to tilt in the first place, but it still happens to the best of us. If you find yourself getting mad at the game, simply take a break or get an alt account. An alt account is very useful for practicing and trying to maintain a rank. But we'll get into that a little later. Ideally, you'll want to try and not tilt like I mentioned before, but if you still get angry, then like I said, just take a break, do something else, play arcade or quick play until you're ready to go again. The problem with tilt queuing is even though you think that you can perform as high as you would before, you probably won't. If you're tilted, you're probably going to underperform in one way or another, and that could lead to lost fights, which then lead to lost games, and more lost SR, more SR lost than you needed to lose. Adding on to the mentality category, my next tip is not giving up. Under no circumstance in an Overwatch game should you give up. Every fight can be won, even if your team is playing like trash. I have seen fights where the enemy has been overtime on 2 CP, 6 on the point, we keep trickling in, and yet somehow somebody gets a pick and we end up winning that defense on 2 CP. Insane shit, and it makes you feel really accomplished and good when that actually happens. Here's an example from a game I played today on Gibraltar. Admittedly, if you watch the VOD on my Twitch channel, you can see my change into a negative mindset towards the end, because I was tilted wondering why we swapped to D.Va off Reinhardt when Reinhardt was working, but nevertheless, we were able to bring it back. You can see the enemy team managed to get 3 points with over 3 minutes left towards the end of that match, and we only managed to push 3 points in overtime, so the enemy was at a huge time advantage with over 4 minutes and us getting 1 minute to push it to 3 points. But at round 3, we somehow managed to push to 3rd point in overtime, and on top of that, we full held the enemy at 1st point and managed to win the game. Although this did happen in open queue, it just goes to show that it's completely possible to come back and win what seems like an unwinnable game. You just have to apply yourself and not get stuck in that defeatist mentality, as some might say, whatever. Even though I was admittedly tilted, I never gave up on the game, and we were able to bring it back. I mean, this is just insane shit. I don't know how they fucking blew a 4-minute lead on us, being unable to hold for 3 entire points on watch point fucking Gibraltar. The next tip I have for you is analyze your own gameplay. Now this is something that admittedly I don't do the way you should be doing very often. Most pro and high rated players and guides you'll watch on YouTube of people saying this stuff will say you need to review your own VODs and look at where you died and say, oh, why did I die there? What can I do next time? Which is great. I probably should be doing that and you should too. But personally for me, that is a little bit boring and I feel like I'm wasting my time. But it is not a waste of time. Anyway, don't take me as I'm just, you know. Personally, throughout the game, I point out mistakes to myself by talking out loud. You might see this if you've ever watched my stream over at twitch.tv/Jelliets. It's 2S. It's on the fucking screen. Go check it out. I tend to talk out loud and say, wow, like, say I'm on Numbani. I'm playing Reinhardt. I walk into that room top right when I'm on defense. You know what I'm talking about. I walk in, I swing, I die. I will say out loud, wow, I shouldn't have fed there, I shouldn't do that anymore, or wow, I died because of this, I should look out for that. For instance, this way personally helps me to an extent, and this is something you might have to decide for yourself. Throughout the game, pointing out my own mistakes helps me remember not to make those mistakes again and do something different that could lead to winning. You get the fucking gist, okay? I'm not fucking good at this. As I mentioned before, you should get an alt account. Now, an alt account is just a new account that you get to level 25, you play the game on it, you do stuff, and then you just play ranked, right? You just play ranked. The idea being you climb to a new peak on your main, you might stress over maintaining that rank, and adding that stress is definitely not going to help you maintain it, since it might be a worry at the back of your head and could change your mood and thought process, leading to you possibly soft throwing. I'm speaking from my own experience here. This is where your alt account comes in. The idea is you climb to the peak on your main, say I am peak 3300, I climb to 3300, and then I get on my alt account and I practice and grind ranked main tank like I do to get to that peak on my alt. Then you go back on your main, climb some more, rinse and repeat. Just thought I'd mention this because I thought it might help some of you. I personally do this sometimes, especially if I get tilted or feel like I've gotten loser's queue. Some of you know what I mean. I just get on my alt account and I just play on there, and a lot of the time it helps, honestly. It really does help. General rule of thumb real quick, this is kind of kind of just out of the blue, but if you lose 2 ranked matches, then you should probably get on your alt account, play ranked on there, win some, get back on your main. If you win, you know what I mean. You it's just management to keep your SR losses low so that you can maintain your rank and continue to climb the ladder. I know this video is mostly about mentality and not so much about gameplay tips, but I do have a couple of gameplay tips for you. First things first, swap to counter. If the enemy is running Symmetra and Torb, you do not want to be running Genji into that. I know you Genji one-tricks out there might not like to hear it, but it's true. At that point, you're just throwing the game for your team. It works best if you take the time to learn a few different heroes and master those heroes' kits so that you're ready for anything that comes your way and ready for whatever the fuck the enemy swaps to. My next tip is something pretty fucking simple. Know the goddamn game, alright? Study up, watch guides. If you're really serious about this and you're not just playing on fucking Saturday afternoon because you don't have work and school, then you need to invest time into it. I would specifically recommend watching my guides. If I make any more, this is the only one I've made, oh shit. You'll want to improve your fundamental understanding of the game and improve your awareness. Crank that volume up, all right? I used to play at low volume. Once you turn that shit up, you can fucking hear everything. Anyway, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen a plat or even diamond players in like a fucking 3400 rated, 3200 rated lobby that have no game sense, no awareness. It's frustrating. Like they'll have, you'll look, it'll be a Zenyatta being shot at from behind him and he just ignores it and walks away and then ends up fucking dying and throwing the team fight because he's not in voice chat, or even if he is, he's not saying, oh, Genji behind me, come peel for me. Instead, he's just dying off over fucking doing whatever the shit he's doing. So I would recommend spending a good amount of time, if you're serious about it, studying up, analyzing gameplay, watching pro players, watching guides, etc. I personally watch a lot of Game Leap guides. You guys know Coach Mills here, that guy fucking, I'm sure you know him by now. You've seen those fucking videos. Those tips can help you. Analyzing other pros' gameplays help you. Like I said before, analyzing your own gameplay helps you a lot. To finish up, this guide was from my own personal experience, being a main tank player, peak 3280, about 3300 as of making this video. Currently making that effort to climb to Masters or even Grandmaster one day. I don't know, I put a lot of time into this game and I really like it. If this video helped you out, please leave a like, comment, and even subscribe if you want to see more in the future or watch my stream highlights that I make and all that. Let me know if I left anything out in the comments below, and if you would like me to make a guide specifically catered to main tank or even off tank, just tank as a role, tank players, since I am a main tank player, Reinhardt, Winston. Those are my two mains. Then please let me know and I will probably make that video. Anyway, thank you for watching and I hope to see you over at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Jelliots. It's on the fucking screen right now. That is Jelliets with 2 S's at the end, because Jelliets was taken. Jelliets with 1 S was taken. Look, it's an improvement. It used to be Jelliets OW, and I took the OW out of my name, alright? It's a fucking improvement, dude. What can I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I stream sometimes.